Yo, 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 another guitar lesson here. Just gonna keep piggybacking off the last lesson I did, last couple lessons in regards to just a simple 1-4-5 stuff. So we'll do that in the key of G, keep it in the same key. And the last lesson, check it out if you haven't seen it, talked about how you can improvise. Actually just talked about how we can better improvise over a 1-4-5, more note options by just seeing the pentatonic scales. For the G, you got the G major pentatonic, and then when the C chord's being played, C major pentatonic, D chord, D major pentatonic. Now we're going to check out how the modes kind of come into play here. And so, yeah, let's just have a look here. So that pentatonic can be your framework. So if you're working on that, keep working on that. It's going to only help you think modally. Because when we're playing modally, we're actually playing the changes. So in other words, when I'm playing over a G chord and I'm thinking modally, I'm thinking G is 1, A is 2, B is 3, D is 4, etc. Because they're all relating to the G. Now when I go to the C, now C's 1, D's 2, excuse me, I think I said some notes wrong there. But C's 1, D's 2, E's 3. Now we got this F sharp is the sharp 4. That gives you the Lydian sound. So you can kind of start to include some modal playing here. So let's just take a look at it. We're just going to do, to keep it simple, we're going to do 1 octave of each. So over the G chord, we've got G major. It's the 1. So we would call that Ionian if you're a stickler, but it's the major scale. 1, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are the scale degrees. And that fits over the G major chord nicely. So the 4 and the 7 we're adding. The last lesson we just played the pentatonic. Now the 4 and the 7 create some tension. So your musical lines are going to sound a little more mature if you can figure out how to use those properly. Now we go to the C chord. Now here's the shape for the C chord I want you to see. C Lydian, because it's the 4. So we got 1, 2, 3 sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so when the C chord is being sounded, you can grab that scale. And then the D chord is the 5 chord, and the mode that fits in with the 5 chord is Mixolydian, which is a very popular one. That one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flat 7, 8. Okay, so those are the 3 shapes. And so if I was exercising like that, maybe just to train my ears a little bit, I might do something like 2, 3, 4. So I'm just playing those scales. You can slow down if you need to. You walk up, there's the G, then the C, and then the D, Mixolydian, back to G. Okay, now, so that's plenty of information. If you are fairly fluent with those, let me just kind of show you how it would sound. I'll give you a little bit of a, let's see if I can get my looper going here. So I'm just going to play some, let's see here. And this is going to be a little tricky because the chords are moving pretty quick. But you can. So we got. So pentatonic. I'll just do pentatonic first, so you can hear that. There's the 5, back to the 1. So pentatonic would sound like this. Now, mode. Again, modal. So you can hear that. Now, that's probably not a great example, honestly, because the chords are moving so quickly. And I would encourage you to actually stretch that out. Especially if you're new to this concept, you probably want to hang out on a chord for a while just to get that mode established. And that's going to help you for sure. Actually, let me try another one. I'm just going to hold the chords. I'm going to hold the chords a little bit longer. There's the Lydian, Mixolydian, major, Lydian, Mixo, now it's wild. Actually, let me pause it for a second. So, all those scales, if you actually map them out, they all share the same notes. Okay, now this is the trick about modal playing, is that technically I can just play, because all of these are G major. C Lydian has the same notes as G major. They overlap each other, exactly overlap each other. It's just that the scale degrees change because it's all relating to C instead of G. So you might ask yourself, why do I need to even think modally? Why can't I just play the G major scale? You can, and I'm going to show you what that sounds like. Especially if you're aware where to end your lines. So what I did there was I just played G major. I wasn't thinking too much. It was hard for me not to think about the chord tones because I just know where they are, and I just really, my ear craves landing on them. So is that modal playing? Kind of. But here's the thing is you don't want to unconsciously be playing modally. Well, you can. There's nothing wrong with it. But no one's going to be like, accuse you of playing modally, and that's a good thing. It's more advanced if you're just playing that scale over all 3 of those chords. It's just going to be, you're playing the major scale. Yes, are you hitting some of those cool notes? Of course you are. But you're not consciously aware of how they interact with the chords. So modally, when you're playing modally, you really know where to hit. You know how those notes are going to interact. For example, if I'm playing this C Lydian, I know, for example, where can I? I know this F sharp is just really, that is what makes it Lydian sounding. It's got that kind of mysterious sound, right? And I know for the Mixolydian, if I want that Mixolydian sound, it's got that flat 7, that dominant sound. So if I'm aware of that, I'm going to consciously hit these notes. There's that sharp 4. Flat 7. For the major, I might like major 7. Sharp 4. Flat 7. The sharp 4 is not necessarily something I want to land on, but I can use it for sure, like, yeah. And again, just exercise here. Play the scale so you can train your ear, and you can also find these notes. So yeah. So you can tell when I started adding those notes, obviously, I would say the depth of the music changes. If I'm just playing the pentatonic scales, as opposed to the modes, the pentatonic it's just got less depth, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because there's plenty of times where I am consciously just staying in the pentatonic because that's exactly what I want to hear, especially if it's kind of like a country or bluegrassy kind of song. I'm in a Grateful Dead tribute band, so it depends on the song, you know. If it's something like I Know You Rider, I like to stick with the pentatonic kind of thing. But, you know, if it's like Eyes of the World, I'm going to be using those modes in the major scale. So anyway, I hope this sheds a little bit of light on some of these things, and just gives you new ideas to play, especially if you play over a lot of 1-4-5 stuff and you're just looking for new ways to do that. And again, like usual, if you have any questions or comments, suggestions, anything, just hit me up here in the comment section. And I also I still have some openings. So I teach online. If you're interested for a one-on-one lesson, hit me up. Peace.